If you ever check your security camera and see yourself standing outside your own house, don't open the door, because that's exactly what happened to me. And the police still can't explain where the real me disappeared. It started on a Tuesday, nothing unusual. I got home from work around 6 in the evening, made dinner, watched television, and eventually went to bed. At exactly 2:43 a.m., my phone buzzed. Motion detected. Front door. I sighed. Probably another cat. I opened the security camera app. There was someone standing perfectly still on my front porch. The porch light illuminated his face just enough for me to recognize him. It was me. Same clothes, same haircut, same scar above my eyebrow. He wasn't knocking. He wasn't moving. He was simply looking directly into the camera, smiling. I immediately walked to the front window. Nobody was there. I looked back at my phone. The camera still showed me standing outside, watching, waiting. I restarted the camera. Still there. I rebooted the app. Still there. I even checked the timestamp. Live. I grabbed a flashlight and opened the front door. The porch was empty, cold, silent. But when I looked back at my phone, the camera now showed the front door open and someone standing inside my house, behind me. I spun around. Nothing. The living room was empty. When I checked the camera again, the figure had disappeared. I convinced myself the camera had glitched. The next morning, I downloaded the overnight footage, frame by frame. At 2:43 a.m., the figure appeared. At 2:44, he smiled. At 2:45, he slowly raised his hand and pointed, not at the camera, past it, toward my bedroom window, the exact room where I had been sleeping. I checked every other camera, the backyard, nothing, the garage, nothing. Only the front door camera showed him. Every night, exactly 2:43. I asked my neighbor if he had seen anyone. He looked confused. No. I showed him the footage. His face turned pale. Delete that. What? Delete it. He wouldn't explain. Instead, he asked me a strange question. Have you started hearing footsteps upstairs? I laughed. I don't have a second floor. He didn't answer. That night, I heard footsteps above my bedroom. Slow, heavy, impossible. I stopped sleeping. I left every light on. I checked every room before bed. Nothing. Then one morning, I brushed my teeth. As I reached for my towel, I noticed something strange. My reflection wasn't moving. I froze. The reflection smiled. I wasn't smiling. It slowly lifted one finger, placed it over its lips, as if telling me to stay quiet. Then, it copied my movements again, as though nothing had happened. 3 nights later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. I heard breathing. Then, my own voice. You opened the door. I never opened the door. Silence, then laughter. No, I did. The line disconnected at exactly 2:43 a.m. I decided to stay awake. Phone recording. Security camera open. Every light in the house turned on. 2:42. Nothing. 2:43. Motion detected. The figure appeared, only this time. He wasn't outside anymore. He was standing at the end of my hallway. The security camera was still pointed at the front porch, but somehow it was showing inside my house. The figure began walking, one step, another, closer, closer, until he stood directly in front of the camera. Then he whispered, "You've been watching the wrong house." Every camera feed switched at once. Bedroom, kitchen, garage, living room. Every single one showed the same thing. Me, standing behind my own back, watching, smiling. The emergency call lasted exactly 43 seconds. The operator repeatedly asked me what was wrong. I couldn't answer, because I wasn't alone anymore. Police arrived 12 minutes later. Every door was locked, every window sealed. Inside, they found my phone, still recording. The security cameras were still online, still broadcasting. The house was empty. No signs of forced entry, no blood, no struggle. When detectives reviewed the final security footage, they saw someone calmly leave through the front door. It looked exactly like me. He smiled at the camera, locked the front door behind him, and walked into the darkness. The house has been empty ever since. The security cameras still have power. Nobody knows why. People who somehow connect to the old camera feed at exactly 2:43 a.m. claim they always see someone standing on the porch, perfectly still, watching, waiting. The terrifying part isn't that he looks exactly like the man who disappeared. It's that sometimes he looks exactly like the person watching the camera.